Thanks for tuning in to Say What Now? Reddit Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And now, on to the story of Am I the asshole for calling my wife a jerk for telling our son's crush that our son likes her in front of his friends? Probably, but let's find out why. I, 37M, have three kids: 14M, 11F, 8F, with my wife, 37. Our son, who we'll call Sonny, is in the ninth grade. My wife has been asking him if he has a girlfriend who is in the 10th grade, a girl by the name of, we'll call Tina, 15F, who he's been hanging out with regularly. Sonny said it's not her who he likes, it's a different girl, another ninth grader who we'll call Chris, who is also 14. My wife asked Sonny if Chris knows. He said no and that it's a secret. He didn't want to tell her. My wife asked him why, of course. He said his friends will make fun of him. My wife then proceeded to ask, well, why, and why would his friends make fun of him? He said it's because Chris is the heaviest girl in their grade. She has terrible skin and she's a tomboy. And because of that, they would make fun of him for liking someone like her. Well, that's not nice. One Saturday, Sonny had his friends over. It was Sonny plus five other boys, along with Chris and Tina and another girl. At one point, my wife just walks into the living room while the kids are playing and on their video games and talking and basically having a good time and doing what kids do. And she tells Chris that Sonny has a huge crush on her, thinking that maybe that will break the ice and maybe he will turn to her and say, yes, I do. And somehow thinking that this will get him to proclaim his love for her. Okay. It was so uncomfortable after that. Chris got up and just walked out of the house. The kids barely said anything and they left earlier than they were going to. Sonny didn't say anything to me or his mom. He made sure to slam every door he used, every fork he put down, every cup he put down, basically just to let us know that he was beyond livid and that he is not saying anything to us. Later that night, in bed, I called my wife a jerk. You probably should have said more than that. She said she was just trying to prevent our son from becoming a bully. I told her that there was a better way. Then she asked, what if one of our daughters were in Chris's position? And then she also asked, if we went to the same high school, would I hide my feelings for her? She ended up sleeping in the guest bedroom. Am I the asshole? Before I give my opinion, there is an update. OP says, a sad update. The information is sad, and the fact that I had to hear about this from Tina's mom is even bad. To nobody's surprise, Chris was indeed humiliated. Chris at first thought it was a cruel prank. Then, when Sonny confirmed it, she questioned why would his mom announce it like that in front of all of their friends? And our son took the honest route. Could be a little bit too honest, but he told her the honest truth. He told Chris why he didn't want to tell her, exactly what he told my wife. And of course, Chris's feelings are hurt. And she says she can't like someone who was so embarrassed for people to know he likes her. So our son is even more upset with us. What my wife did showed my son in a bad light to most of his friends. Some of them thought it was a prank. Some of them think something is wrong with my wife mentally. And the people who my son is talking to the most about the situation are Tina and Tina's mom. So we are now trying to figure out how we can smooth everything over and get everything back to what it was. I don't know how you smooth this over. First of all, there is a reason why we call some moms helicopter moms. First of all, your son wasn't doing the bullying. He was basically stating this is why his friends are going to make fun of him. Yes. Now, you could have sat him down and said, if you think that you like her, if you think she's cute, if you feel like that's who you want to be your girlfriend, then do that. Because your friends are still going to like you no matter who you're with. And if they don't like you for who you're with, then they're not really your friends. It's a better way that that could have been handled. A much better way. Now, if you would have found out this information and found out that he was being a jerk about, you know, I guess what he like her physical features or something like that, that's different. Then yes, absolutely stop it before he becomes a bully. But that wasn't him being a bully. He was just doing what kids do. Kids don't know how to handle every situation. And that's why parents are supposed to teach them the correct way, not embarrass them. So now, not only have you embarrassed him to the point that his friends were there along with the girls. So now they basically get to go back to the school and tell them all of what happened at your home. You see how foolish that is? And that becomes then a trickle down effect, which then can do what? Lead to your son getting bullied. Nobody thinks about this. It's weird because at one point in time, those of us who are adults were once kids. And I think somewhere in people's brains, their mechanism, their hardwire, they forget what it was like to be a child. Either that or you were the one who was doing the bullying. But I think some people really do forget what it was like to be a child and the things that you either went through or that you saw other people go through, and how things like rumors make their way around high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, even so fast. Like, it's like some of y'all really do forget. It's baffling. Very crazy. Hopefully, I don't know, somehow can wind up forgiving y'all, or not even y'all, because it's not the dad, but forgiving the mom. Maybe he could sit down and have a whole conversation. I don't know. She needs to apologize. The mom, she needs to apologize. She does. She just does. As far as the girl, she's probably beyond humiliated because of how the mom did it. And then, of course, because the son told her the honest to God truth, even though there was another way to do that. But because it sounds like y'all haven't even sat down to tell him the basic fundamentals, he, it's so many things wrong with this scenario. It's so many things wrong. I don't know. Y'all chime in. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. Y'all chime in. What's your thoughts? What's your comments? Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Until next time. Bye bye.